Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle Elders, the great millstone, and rule well. And peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there that are pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth, risking your lives to do so. Okay, and any of you sisters out there too might be watching as well. And just real quick, it's a lock-in for the conditions. I'm out here at the gig, you know, on the highway. It's a little cloudy, it's a lock-in, but yeah, basically, man, I wanted to do a response video to the elder. He's talking about how, you know, the Department of Transportation regulations basically is fucking up the money in the trucking industry. Just to give a brief background, because you know, if you ask, well, why are we talking about that? What does that have to do with the scriptures? Well, the scriptures talk about the grinding will cease in Babylon. It's talking about the workforce. You know, you got brothers putting out videos like the elder talking about the gig economy, because that's what it's about, getting a gig. It's not about learning a trade, becoming a tradesman, and you know, helping to build up your city or build up Babylon or whatever. This place is all about just getting you a gig, trying to get the most pay possible for the least work, basically, rather than, you know, you doing quality workmanship and Esau is willing to pay you. Because Esau's on this last leg. They don't care about quality work. Just like with these trucks. Just to break down the business real quick, you know, I don't want to make this about the business, but you know, when they bring you in to the business, basically, you know, they kind of jerk you your first year because they understand that you're new, but you're still doing the same jobs as people who've been in the business for 25 years. So you're really not making anything for the first year. And then after that, you kind of learn the ropes, you learn the business, or maybe you learn it sooner and you kind of catch on to it. Then, you know, you're kind of a free, what's the word I'm looking for? You're a paid soldier. That's what I'm looking for. You know, because truck drivers typically, you know, they jump around from company to company because the companies, there's no consistency between company and company. One company might pay you by the mile, and then another company, they might pay you by the hour. But then, you know, even if you are getting paid by the mile, that means when you're in traffic, you're not getting paid as much. So truck drivers are less inclined to go to places where there's more traffic, like the Northeast or California. And then, you know, when they do pay you by the hour and they do send you out over the road, rather than just paying you for that whole day, because you're going to still be in the truck, you're going to be back in the back sleeping in the sleeper cab. You know, it stops when you go off duty because of that electronic logging, the ELD, which is mandated in all the trucks. You're supposed to have that ELD, electronic logging device, because you get maximum, you get 11 hours to drive, and then you get like a 14-hour on-duty time. That means if you get somewhere and they take all fucking day to load you, you might be late delivering that load because they take, you know, hours and hours to unload you. Or maybe there's a line. Hey, basically what I'm trying to say is the industry is very poorly regulated. You know, this is one of Esau's top industries too. Transportation, logistics, shipping things out, sending them. And, you know, just in the last couple months, the rates for truck drivers have been going up after fucking 20 plus years, but only because all of the old school truck drivers who started off back in the day, you know, back when you could just take a test on paper and they'll throw you in a truck and you could just get moving. You know, you didn't need to do any license training or anything like that. And And those guys went out on the road, and everything was written on paper. Paper laws is what it was called. And a lot of them guys, they would do multiple log books, and they would drive longer than 11 hours so they could get to the destination faster, and they could make more money. You know what I'm saying? The more loads you pull, the more money you get, the sooner you can go home. And those guys could, make, they could do that. They could make damn $80,000. They could make $90,000 doing that. Now, you might be lucky if you can make fucking, 45,000 doing that, 50,000. The rates are going up, but you still not getting paid for the work that you're really doing, which is basically your power in America. And so this place is gonna go down. You got increased regulations with that. You got you go from place to place. Esau has scale houses and shit. It's just a mess. It's a mess. It was never regulated correctly, and now they waited to the last minute to do so. But it's too late. Babylon cannot be healed. So the scriptures talk about what give appointment to Babylon. If she can be healed, she can be healed. No, she's not going to. This is it for this place. Just like you see now. I was certain we wasn't even gonna have to come in today because it was fucking snowing. The roads were horrible. This is one of the things you got to deal with. Badass roads. They were trying to get me to go to another location way out in the fucking countryside. But those locations, a lot of them, they don't have the money to fucking salt the road and clean the road properly. They got some Edomite in a damn F-150 trying to plow the whole town for snow. So, hey, this whole industry is shit. That's what I'm trying to say. It's complete shit. You can make a little money in it, but shit, you got people doing Uber, you got people doing Lyft, you got people doing DoorDash and all these little apps and shit. They're making the same thing you making, just running people food. So, imagine how much more that you're supposed to be making that these Edomites, they pocket that shit. They pocket all that shit. Even with the owner operators, like the elder was talking about. Let's say you get caught in traffic. Back in the old days, you just say, "Hey, I got caught in traffic." The cop will say, "Okay, I get it," and let you go or whatever. If they stop and pull you over to check your logs. Now, once the fucking once that clock is up. Shit, some of them trucks, they'll automatically shut down on you. They got a wire. And then most trucks for most of these main companies, they're actually they're governed. So you can't go, a lot of companies, you can't go over 63 miles an hour. You can't go over 65 miles an hour. Hey, so the point again being, America is losing. Because this is the main way you get it. Because, this place is a corporation. It's like a big ass fucking mall. You got stores here, stores there, stores everywhere. And what they need a warehouse. They need a truck driver to take the truck from the warehouse to the stores. They need distribution. But a lot of these Edomites, what they've done, they'll become head of a company that utilizes trucking, and they'll just take a straight cut off the top. No matter how the company's doing, no matter what the rates are for the drivers, they just take that shit off the top. Boom, 15% or 20% or whatever it is. And when you skim off the top like that, and you start cutting everybody out of the money in the business, nobody wants to do business with you. Okay, that's some mobster type shit. And that's basically what these CEOs are doing. So, hey man, this shit is going down. It's just complete bullshit. This job, you got to deal with assholes over the road like this who they don't know how to drive. So you have to drive defensively. You got to deal with that. The nature of the job is sitting down, so it's not good for you. Yahweh Shemel Shah blessed me so that I could go to multiple stops and I can get paid to do unloads. But a lot of the time in the trucking industry, you're sitting down, so your health is depreciating. That's the people who work in the trucking industry are some of the most unhealthy people in any business, probably. And then also, you got to deal with long shifts. So, hey, this job, America has always been full of shit. This job is full of shit. All these jobs are full of shit. Of course, you got to make your money, but at the point being, it's not gonna last. It's barely lasted this long. Barely. A lot of these trucks, they're made in China. They're made with these cheap-ass Chinese parts. So, the U.S., they still got to order the shit. They still have to do business with China. And they're pissed about that because they don't manufacture enough. They sent all the plants internationally. Hey, and that was a mistake. And now they got, you got guys out here driving around with no fucking high school diploma. They don't necessarily understand the business. It's kind of a decent job if you're like a felon or something. But like I was saying, it's not gonna last. Put it like that. And eventually, something's gonna happen to where people don't want to drive anymore. Whether the rates go down, or production goes down, shipping goes down, whatever goes down. And if you look at all the businesses that are succeeding, something interesting, Amazon, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, all these places that are kind of blooming and blossoming, is because A, they employ a lot of felons to drive trucks, and they have to do it out of necessity. And B, they don't pay them that much to do a difficult job. So, hey man, it's gonna come to a point where this shit spirals out of control, and I can't wait for that shit. Rocket to Yahweh, rocket to Yahweh Shai for keeping me safe out here. This is just a means to the end. And with that being said, all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash, the one positive brimstone. And just one more scripture that comes to mind. He that has love for this world. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, if you have love for this world, you hate the Father. That means what? That means whoever is ruling this place, they're contrary to the Father. Okay, because when the world is going to be under the vibration of Israel, we're gonna love it. We're gonna love this place. It's gonna become paradise again. So, and we hate this place. We hate everything about this place, but we use it for what it is. With that being said, all praise to Yahweh, Shabbat Shalom, Kakadash. Continue to push the word. Continue to push the truth. Shalom.